Rev Sa, who's come here all the way from Korea via Germany, Austria, Italy, Spain, Portugal, and is visiting 8 countries here in the UK before he goes back to, here in Europe before he goes back to Korea. Let's just sing 2 songs that we know, and let's sing Song of the Garden first. You've got a mobile, if you could sign it up.
2, 3.
Lord, into the time comes, the spices yield a rich perfume. The lilies grow and thrive, the lilies grow and thrive. Refreshing showers of grace divine, from the Father flow to every vine, and make the dead revive, and make the dead revive. Oh, that this dry and barren ground, in springs of water may abound. The fruitful soil become, the fruitful soil become. The desert blossoms as the rose, when the Savior conquers all his foes, and makes his people one, and makes his people one. Come, brethren, you that love the Lord, and taste the sweetness of his word. In Father's ways go on, in Father's ways go on. Our troubles and our trials here will only make us richer there. When we arrive at home, when we arrive at home.
Early song number 1. I think we know the words.
2, 3.
Now the light of glory arises, like the sun that shines on high. Now awakening to freedom, or revive, the spirits all revive. Wake the mountains and the valleys, bring alive the springs of the earth, like the world forever. There's a light of your rebirth, like the world forever. With the light of your rebirth, we are called to bring back the glory, the life of God above. Now the Lord in his greatness builds the universe in tender love, and the singing souls awaken, ever calling them to be free. How shall I attend to restore
just pray together. Our loving Heavenly Father and Parent, Heavenly Parent, we thank you for this unique occasion. Every day is a gift from you when we truly value the life that you gave us. And today is no exception, but at the same time it is an exceptional day for us because we have the privilege to welcome Rev Sa Bham here in Birmingham, sent to Europe together with Mrs. Moon to be True Mother's representatives, ambassadors, emissaries here. And we pray that we can create a lovely atmosphere, a very free atmosphere for Rev Sa to share his heart and thoughts with us. And we're so grateful that we can have this opportunity. And we ask that your Holy Spirit can be with us and we can really share freely together and hear words coming from your deepest heart. And also we send our best wishes and greetings to True Mother. And we pray that when Rev Sa goes back to Korea, he can take those with him personally for her incredible mission that she is holding at the moment, guiding and leading and inspiring our movement in the most incredible way. And we deeply respect and love her from the bottom of our heart. Thank you so much also that Jack Corley could be here, our National Director. It's really a double blessing, and we want to place this evening in your hands and invite you to be here with us. I pray all of this for each one of us gathered here, as blessed couples and blessed families, and in my name, David O, the Central Blessed Family. So, the last time Rev Sa was here, and actually I think the only time he was here in Birmingham, was just over 14 years ago in May 2000. And we heard the shocking news, good shocking news, that True Mother was going to go to visit London, Edinburgh and Birmingham, 3 places. And how many of you were here when True Mother spoke in 2000, May 2000, you remember? It was quite an occasion for us. And Rev Sa was accompanying Mother at that time, and now he's here in another capacity, but again related to True Mother, sent here with Mrs. Moon to be her emissaries, a very wonderful word, representing her here in Europe. And some of you will know him also from Germany previously, and certainly in the capacity as the European Continental Director some years ago in the late 90s, and I think in 2000 and 2001?
2003.
2003, when Reverend Mrs. Song came. And he was just sharing, he has many, has probably had many titles and qualifications, but one of the greatest titles he was just sharing is that in Korea, as you may know, that each family has a clan association on the national level. Like the Kim clan and the Yu clan and the Park clan, and there is a Sa clan. And through very natural witnessing over the last 5 or 10 years, then he could become president. He was appointed the president of the Sa clan for the last 4 years, which is incredible. Both privilege, but also he sort of earned that right, in a sense, by working for True Parents for so many years, away from his home and hometown and clan. And it's quite an incredible honour to have that privilege in that capacity. I don't know if Jack, you would like to introduce Rev Sa more officially?
I think.
Or, because we have Jack here, our National Director, and we're also very grateful that he could be here as well. I had a very long, hot, painful journey up from London, enjoying the beauty of the M25, but they're both here and we're very grateful.
Yeah, I think sometimes God works in mysterious ways, and you might think, well, traffic jams are the worst thing in the world, but actually they're also great opportunities to get to know somebody because you can't get out and walk away. So you got to sit and talk to each other. So I have never worked with President Sa in Europe when he was the director. And although we know each other from seeing each other in different places, we didn't really ever have a chance to sit together and speak together. So it was a great opportunity for him to share about his experience of working here in Europe, particularly at the end of the Cold War period when Germany was a dividing line between East and West. And through CARP activities back in 1987, the famous, tear this wall down, or weg mit dem Mauer, that's which stage was this? Die Mauer muss weg, jawohl. So this was an exciting time to be here. And of course I eventually ended up going the other side of the wall to Moscow for 15 years. So thank you for opening the Berlin Wall so I could go to Moscow. You helped me to get to Moscow. Anyway, so he was here in a very significant time, and then of course has spent the last 10 years back in Korea. As you heard, he's also been really working to unite his clan and to lead his clan, which is the tribe of Messiahship Providence. And I think on that kind of foundation, it's a very substantial foundation, then to be sent out again by True Mother on another, important worldwide mission, to be here in the western section of Europe and to share with brothers and sisters about the Providence, about True Parents and so on. So I'm really very grateful for that, and as you see, I'm dressed for the weather today. It's Hawaiian weather here. In fact, it's even hotter than Hawaii today in the UK, so I thought, why not? And anyway, so it's really a privilege to attend, to travel together with Rev Sa and to be able to introduce him to you. And I know that he was very excited about coming to Birmingham because Birmingham has a great reputation in our movement for the great works that you guys are doing. You're doing a lot of work here, and True Parents are very conscious of that work. So you will be sure that he will report directly to True Parents when he goes back about what's happening in this city of Birmingham, in this area. So let's really welcome Reverend Sa to the podium.
So, good afternoon, brothers and sisters. I'm very happy to meet our brothers and sisters who are living in Birmingham area. Actually, especially I'm very happy to meet many of our brothers and sisters who have been working for many, many years for Heavenly Parents and True Parents and God's Providence. I want to teach my thankful heart to all of you. Actually, I came to Europe 28 years ago, 1986, as a European CARP president. In 1993, I became European content leader. For 10 years, I had worked in Europe together, more than 17 years I was in Europe. And 2003, I was called by father to be Korea's second Times president. So I was daily newspaper president for 3 years in Korea. And now I came back from Korea to Europe. Actually, 10 years have passed since I left from Europe. So actually, in a way, I know European countries well. So maybe because it was not easy for me to come back to Europe again. But I'm very happy I came back to Europe not as a European content director, but as special emissary this time. So Mother started a new Providence with special emissaries. There was not this kind of leadership in our movement, but after Father went to speak the word, somehow Mother decided to appoint 8 special emissaries who can work as a representative of True Mother. In the past, Korean national leader was world president of Family Federation, but now Korean national leader is second generation. So now Korean national leader is only Korean national leader, not world president. So in a way, nowadays nobody who acting as a world president. Mother has to take the entire world. So also now there are 13 continents. Mother made a few more continents in our movement. So in China and Taiwan, Hong Kong, and these 4 countries become one continent. Also further divided Africa, West Africa and East Africa, 2 regions. Also between South America and North America, Middle America. So altogether 13 continents in our movement. So therefore there are more continental leaders, but there's nobody who can really work as a world president. So Mother has to work directly with all continental leaders. That's why Mother decided to appoint special emissaries to work between Mother and continental director. So the mission of special emissary first to have to improve communications with Mother and the continental leaders and the national leaders and leaders. Mother wants to know our situation exactly. So Mother asked me to give a report once a week. So every week I have to give a report about European situation to Mother. So Mother wants to know in details. That's why this is my mission to improve communications with Mother and the European brothers and sisters. Also, I am working in Europe, but I am not belong to European movement. I belong to Mother and world headquarters. I'm in more objective position in Europe, who can give a report objectively to Mother. So Mother can understand about our situation, and Mother can give right direction according to our situations. So also Mother, when I met Mother, Mother said, you can go to Europe, we can unite with continental leader and help continental leader and European movement. So I can help. Anybody can help if they want. Even children can help their parents. So I can help European movement. I can support European brothers and sisters. Or you have to help, I have to listen to you. I have to really share many things with our brothers and sisters. So this time I came to Europe. So when I give a speech in comeback, I spoke to leaders. I will not push you to go forward, but I will try to comfort you, try to understand, try to listen to you. This I can do this immediately. That's why, in a sense, I'm very happy to come back again, because I was in Europe for many years. I tried very hard to fulfill my responsibility, which is given by true parents. So sometimes I had to really carry an incredible responsibilities, which is given by true parents. It was not always easy to really take Father's word. Therefore, I had to really push our members to go forward, to go front line. So that I will not push you, and they will be happy because Mr. came to Europe, but he will not push us too. So anyway, my mission is different from the past. So anyway, that's why somehow if I did not do properly in the past, if I made a mistake, maybe I have a chance to restore what I made a mistake. So I got one more chance. I had worked for a long time, but still I have one more chance to do better, to also restore what I did not do properly in the past. That's why, in a sense, I'm happy to meet European brothers and sisters. Anyway, the topic of my this evening is tribal Messiah activities. So actually we are living in very special moment, because nobody could imagine that true Father would go split world so quickly. We thought at least through Father will have 100 years physical life in this physical world. But I was quite disappointed in a sense. When Father went spirit world, I was so sad at the same time. I expected that through Father can have at least 100 years physical life in this world. But it happened. So now we are working, we are living without through Father in this physical world. So this is very meaningful. You know, when Jesus Christ appointed 12 apostles, but they were so precious. Why? They were appointed by Jesus Christ as apostles. Until all of 12 disciples died, this was a very special time. Why? They could meet Jesus Christ. Also, they were appointed by Jesus Christ as apostles. So all of these 12 disciples, until they die, we say very special time. But after all of them died, nobody know about after Jesus Christ was crucified. Still, they can hear about Jesus Christ through those who met Jesus Christ. But all those who met, they died. They could hear some apostles who met Jesus Christ. How was it like this? So now saying, now somebody join today. They cannot meet through Father forever. So they can only hear from somebody who met through Father, who got blessing from through Father. So therefore, in a sense, time-wise, when Father was physical world, when Father is not physical world, it's very actually different. So in a sense, we never expected to live in this world without true Father. But this become reality now. That's why, in a sense, we are in different providential time period. So when you look at True Parents videotape of Sangwa ceremony, Father said two main words. One word was, everything is fulfilled. Second word, you have to fulfill your responsibility as a tribal Messiah. Clear. That means this was Father's will. Father's this commandment. So when I see these videotapes, what is our now mission from now on? It is clear. We have to fulfill our responsibility as a tribal Messiah. Today I had time to share many things with Jack Collin. It was very precious. I came to know about him so many things. When Father was in physical world, what was the main way of Father's working? What is the main way, main method of Father's working? Who can give answer? No, this was a mobilization. Always Father tried to mobilize members from here to there, from our Europe to America. Exactly, he said he had to go through 60 countries. 60 countries. He substantially had worked 12 nations. 12 nations means 3 years, 10 years, 15 years. This was 12 nations, but he had to go through 60 countries. How incredible. So always Father tried to mobilize. Mobilization was the main word. Father's way of working. Tom Pretty was in Germany. He was mobilized to German camp for many, many years. All of you, especially many of Europeans were mobilized to USA. So whenever Europeans joined the family, Father always asked them to send to America. When I come to Europe 1986, that time, Father always pushed European national leaders to send more members to America. But many of them said, we don't have. So Father Fine mobilized national leaders from Europe to USA. That time, many of the European countries, they could not find a new national leader, but their wives had to take over the husband mission as a national leader with so many small children. This was a reality. Because of mobilization, in a sense, we could not stay in one place. We could not make foundation. We could not get good job. Why? Always we had to be ready to be not to be mobilized. Who can have a good job? Who can make foundation in their place, in their countries? Mobilization, mobilization, mobilization. One of our main reason European movement could not make foundation was mobilizations. Father had to concentrate to work in USA, not in Europe. So mobilizations. You know, when 1975, after 1800 God blessing, my blessing, Father mobilized 120 Germans to 120 the missionaries to 120 countries. You can imagine one day, 120 core major leaders were gone. Somebody who were mobilized, they were active members. They're core members. Somebody was reluctant to be mobilized. They were not active, but passive. You know, one day, 120 German were gone. You can imagine. When I was in Italy, Giuseppe said, actually, I became European continent in 1993. Only 21 years ago, I was European continent leader. Yeah? So, that time, I remember 1993, November, Mother finished it. Mother spring tour in Czech Republic. That time, Mother asked many European leaders gathered together in Prague. So after Mother finished it, Mother spring tour in Europe, Father introduced me as a new content leader to European members directly. This is now Mr. Sa is content leader of Europe. So I was very really happy or privileged to be introduced by Mother directly, European content leader. So that I had a strong determination to make foundation in Europe. You remember that I started a strong unity campaign. So my first year of work is 1994. That time we have around 3,000 members in Europe. I made a plan to reach 5,000 members until end of 1994. We could fulfill. End of 1994, 5,400 members in Europe. One reason, because that time many new members joined in Eastern European countries, Albania, Bulgaria, many countries. So it was possible to make many new members. But 1995, I will go to 10,000. But really, I pushed so much. Every day, every week, I really checked how many people joined workshop and joined the family. But we could not fulfill 10,000. It was a big challenge to reach 10,000. But more than 7,000 members until the end of 1995. So we are so excited, in a sense, to make many new members in the European movement. But 1996, Father started the National Messiah Providence, you remember. The first Father, around 40 elder leaders, asked to join 40 days workshop in Cheongpyeong, the first 40 days workshop. Afterwards, Father mobilized, including me, around 130, 40 leaders, second 40 days workshop. So I joined second 40 days workshop. That time I was a representative of all participants of 40 day workshop. You know, I was in Cheongpyeong 2 months ago, April, May. This was 184th 40 days workshop. But I joined again. Mother asked me to join. I can take my shirt because always I have tie, but today I cannot. Too hot. Please forgive me. So then I graduated from 184th 40 days again. So 1996, through this 40 days workshop, Father appointed national messiahs. That time, one Korean, national messiah, one Japanese. One from able countries, America, Great Britain, France. One from K countries, Germany, Austria, Italy. So maybe around 78 from America, but from Europe to more than 260s. Giuseppe said he was so enthusiastic to make many new members. He said he made more members than Albania at that time, Italy. Really incredible spirit. But one day suddenly 50 co-leaders were gone, including witnessing department leader Giuseppe Inocio. You know this brother. He was main key leader. As witnessing department director, he was key leader to lead witnessing campaigns. Including him, 50 all leaders were gone, mobilized. Then he lost power to continue to make new members. Even I was mobilized. I became national messiah to Syria. Yeah? I was appointed. So it was one reason that for me, I could not yet continue to make success in this campaign. One reason. Also, when I was in France, national leaders, one day, Father mobilized 100 French members to America. And one day, 100 members were disappeared. Also, not only this, even just I met Philip from airport to this Livingston house. He talked about I left from Europe to Korea. The Father mobilized many hundred members to America. II, International Intelligence Peace Council, for this project mobilized many members. And so also among them, 8 prominent countries had to mobilize 12. They went to Korea. He stayed for 6 years like this. So RS, so the champion of mobilization was Jack Corley. I was so amazed. RS, after he joined the family from Britain, Germany, and also other countries, Asian countries, again America and Moscow. So many. This was one reason our members could not make foundation in their own places, could not get good job. Those members who are ready to be mobilized, they could not get job. They did not know when Father will mobilize. Always we had to be ready to be mobilized. So mobilization was the main work of Father. When Father was in Great Britain, suddenly Father mobilized European members to Great Britain for a home church activity, you remember. And sometimes that time also Great Britain was in a sense happy because 200 members came from Japan. When Mr. Abe was here. So the British members only continue to get suddenly 200 Japanese come to Europe, come to Great Britain. Maybe it was big help for making foundation in Great Britain. So anyway, this was Father's main work. Father did not want our members to make foundation in their places. Try to always. Why? There are 3 reasons. First, as you know, Father had a limited physical life in this world. Father cannot make big foundation, cannot make foundation widely. But however, vertically, had to go through all kinds of courses according to God's providence. That's why Father had to focus, concentrate some projects or some countries. This was the reason Father, as the Messiah, had to go through some kind of courses. Therefore, Father mobilized our leaders and members to support his providence, his work. So we could not make own foundation, but had to support through project. This was one reason. Second reason, we have to first love Cain word. This is before we love Abel side, we have to love Cain side. Yeah. This is clear. Third point, we have to make strong vertical foundation before we make horizontal foundations. Horizontal foundation means substantial foundations. But before we make a horizontal foundation, if we start to make if we try to make horizontal foundations, will be very dangerous. Why? Always vertical relations is most important. Okay? So three blessings say first self-perfection, then vertical relations with God, afterwards horizontal relations at the many. So that's why, in a sense, true Father wanted to protect our spiritual life through mobilization. That means our leaders must be ready to be mobilized by Father. This was the way to keep strong vertical foundations. Vertically, absolutely. Whatever mission is given by Father, we must be ready to follow. This is the way to make strong vertical foundations. That time, many of our leaders who will not be mobilized. Temporarily, they had good job, or temporarily they make foundation, but many of them could not keep their spiritual life. In a sense, they could not be protected spiritually as by this Heavenly Father. This was the reason Father was in the reality. Many times we were mobilized by Father, so we could not keep our anyway. But finally, those who were mobilized by Father, they in a sense, they become champions. So why? Always public mind. They were ready to be mobilized by Father. Without this kind of leadership, it was not possible. True Father can make foundations, cannot go through all kinds of 8 stages horizontally and vertically. That's why, in a sense, our leaders who are mobilized by Father, really they are champions. They were really, without this kind of leadership, Father could not continue to make foundation. That's why our many leaders who are mobilized by Father, really they can be appreciated by true parents. So mobilization. Let's Father likes mobilize. And our leaders, most of our mobilization main word. So whenever Father meeting, we are a little bit shake because also afraid what Father said. So suddenly, today all of it who are here, I will mobilize. They must go. That's why mobilization. This was Father's main work. When we talk today many times, this mobilization, incredible mobilization. But now, in a sense, Father, before the spirit world, we have to fulfill as a tribal Messiah means, in a sense, mobilization is over now. So we have to come back to our places, our countries, to make foundations as tribal Messiah. You know what is the way to do tribal Messiahs? First, we have to witness to the spiritual children. They are kind position, and we are able position. Frankly speaking, they are not your spiritual children, but spiritual brothers and sisters. Why this Cain Abel relationship? If you make spiritual children, they are Cain position, you are Abel position. Cain Abel is brothers and sister situations. So you have to practice true love. Spiritual children, they should listen to love from their spiritual parents first. So witnessing is not to make more members, but this is way to practice true love. Understand why? Father said, at the city of your spiritual children must be ready to give their life to you without any this is the attachment. Father said. So how can you make possible for your spiritual children to be ready to give their lives? Without true love, it is not possible. Unconditionally, you have to really love your children. They must be ready to, you have to subjugate Cain by love, by true love. So this is restoring birthright, you know this. Second, you have support your spiritual children to have their own spiritual children. Through this, your spiritual children become able figure. And they have Cain. If they don't have Cain, they are always Cain. Through having Cain, you become able figure. This is the way to restore partnership. Why? In front of you, Cain and Abel. Understand? And you can have a Cain type parent positions. This is a way to restore parentship. We did not know this. We witness our members. We ask them to join national FT to the meetings, but we did not support them to have spiritual children. To restore their birthright. Through your spiritual children, restore birthright, you restore parentship. After we are blessing, we deliver our own children. This is every type. This is the parentship. Afterwards, Father said, we have to do home church activities. Home church means this is a Cain type trouble Messiah activities. Because that time, most of the members were mobilized. They could not go back to their hometown. That's why Father decided the 360 families, according to your living place, they can be your home church members, home church areas. So they are not your relatives. They are not your physical brothers and sisters, but they are Cain type tribes. First, we have to make foundation through home church, Cain type tribes. Afterwards, you have to go back to every type tribe with your physical relatives, brothers, sisters, and this is every type tribe. So this is a like formula course to restore birthright and restore parentship. Every type, Cain type, restore Cain type tribe and every type tribe. But we could not fulfill all these courses. But now that's why Father declared, I fulfilled my mission as the Messiah. But you have to fulfill your mission as the tribal Messiah. That's why, since this is good news, understand? Good news means now mobilization is over. Our members could not make foundation because of mobilization, because they had to support what their Father said. They had to be ready to be mobilized by Father time to time. That's why this was the reason our loyal members, good members, they could not have good job, could not make a foundation, even they could not take care of their own children. They could not stay with their own children because of mobilization. Even I myself, when I was in Europe, I had no problem with my families. Always I live together with my children, wife, no problem. I left from Europe to Korea for 10 years. 3 of my sons are living in Germany. But I properly could not take care of my children. Also, they had many problems anyway. So, for which still I was fortunate compared to other leaders. However, many of our leaders, they were mobilized. They could not stay with their children. They could invest their heart to really educate own children. That's why many of our second generations children have many difficulties. So this we have to understand. So that's why I hope those leaders, members who are really mobilized by Father, they will get blessed. They will really make foundation so quickly. Even I myself, I joined the family when I was 12 years old. I was a middle school boy, but I could listen to divine principle principal creation. I was very inspired. I joined. Since I joined the family, I never followed anybody else except church leader and triple directions. High school, middle school, and also graduated from university. And I was Korean army officers. I was retired as a first lieutenant. So afterwards, I started a public mission. And all the time, I did not anything for my physical brothers and sisters. Even when I was young, high school time, my father said, "Oh, I cannot stop you to go Unification Church. Please don't witness your younger brother, because I have only one brother, 3 sisters. My father was worried that I witnessed my younger brother, but I had no reason to follow my father. I witnessed my younger brother. He sit down the couple. So that's why our physical brothers, 2 brothers, joined the family. And I am 800 couples. My younger brother, 6,000 couples. So anyway, I did not do so much because of my mission. I was mobilized from Korea to Europe to work as a European CAP president. And father mobilized me to Korea 10 years ago, 2003. I started to really work with my tribes. I started to take care of my physical brothers and sisters, relatives. And I was very lucky and fortunate to get power. Finally, they elected me as a leader, national leader of the Sa clan, Sa family in Korea. Quite important positions. Also have a lot of properties in every way in Korea. So last 4 years, I was a president. Also, my physical family, physical brothers and sisters, really they respect me very much. And they really understand. So, even I did not do so much because of my public mission, still, when I went back to Korea, I had a chance to make foundations. All Korean Sa clans, they know I'm Muni, but they don't mind. They like me, they respect me. Wherever I go, place where many Sa family living there, they always attend me as their leader. That's why our blessed members, leaders who were mobilized many times. So now mobilization is over. It's good news. Don't you think so? So also in the past, some of our were not mobilized, but they could not work properly because bad conscience. Father mobilized, others, but I could not be. So it was not easy for them to work actively. This was the reason those who were mobilized by Father, they could not make foundation. Those who were not mobilized, they also could not work properly in their places. Because of these reasons, we could not make a big foundation in our movement. But now will be different. Looks like you may think I have no foundations. I have many programs in my families. I have no money. So anyway, whether we have a good condition or not, time has come to start terminal activities immediately. This is very important. When you see Bible passages, it talk about Jacob. Jacob is the person who made perfect victory from the beginning until he died. Never made mistake. You know about Jacob? He restored birthright through corn soup and the rice cake. Also, he stole blessing from his father Esau. He could unite with his mother. He showed how to unite with his mother, how to get support. He showed clearly that we, through children, must unite with mother. So, those two children who can get support from mother, they can inherit through parents' foundations. But sooner or later, I think through children really can unite with through mother. Not only through children, but also our brothers and sisters. We have to unite with mother to get support. This is the way that we can make foundations. And he left from home without the money, bare hand. You know, Jacob. Run away because his brother Esau wanted to kill him. He had to run away quickly without any preparation. But he was so courageous on the way to Haran. He made stone pillars. He's very courageous. You know why? He prayed to God. Heavenly Father, you have protected me. If you make possible for me to come back to my father's house safely, you will be my God. Otherwise, you cannot be my God. Also, he said, I will give 10%. What I got from you. Tithing was starting from Jacob. The first time, Jacob said, if you make it possible for me to come back to my father's house safely, you will be my God, and I will give 1/10, which I got from you. This is a promise. So how courageous? Pray to God conditionally. God, you have protected me. So this was his prayer. He left to Haran. He had 4 wives. He made 12 sons, but he made 11 sons in Haran. Last son was born in the Canaan. So also he made a lot of properties, and he came back with 4 wives, 12 sons, and a lot of properties. So he was embraced by his elder brother, who was ready to kill him with 400 soldiers, people. 21 years course, 21 years have passed. Still, his brother never gave up to kill his younger brother, and he was waiting to kill him with 400 soldiers. But anyway, Jacob was very wise. So through many ways, he was embraced by his elder brother, who is ready to kill him. So incredibly, he showed how to. Jacob was not tribal Messiah, but he's tribal leader. Tribe started from Jacob. Also, when he on the way back to Canaan, he fought against angel. You know this. He never allowed the angel goes back. So finally, until end, he fight. So he got this victory. What is your name? My name is Jacob. From now on, your name is not Jacob, but Israel. That's why he became ancestor of Israel. Not Abraham, Jacob. His name is Israel. His name changed from Jacob to Israel. That's why he became ancestor of Israel people. So this was Jacob. That time, like this Bible story very well. So with Jacob have 12 sons. But who is the best son? Of course, Joseph. You know Joseph. So Joseph, anyway, he always, his brothers tried to kill him. One day when he was in field, his brothers wanted to kill Joseph. But that time Judah suggested not to kill him. If we kill him, our parents will be very sad. We can sell our younger brother to a merchant who is on the way to Egypt. If we sell our younger brother to merchant, maybe we can make money, so we can solve our headache. So Jewish people already had the idea to sell his own brothers. So Jewish people knows how to make money. So it shows clearly. So anyway, so this Joseph went to Egypt, and when he became 30 years old, he became my prime minister. He had foundation. Finally, all of his brothers and Jacob, they moved to Egypt. Until that time, Joseph was the main figure among 12 sons. But he was not main figure in history. Why? 400 years later, Moses' time, Moses appeared as a leadership. Moses was descendant of Levi, not Judah. So he had a chance to be the mainstream of the 12 sons, but he could not fulfill. Finally, Joshua and Caleb, they took over Moses' mission. But Joshua was descendant of Joseph. But Caleb was descendant of Judah. But originally Joseph's tribe is strongest. But when they arrived at Sinai mountains areas, Moses made 12 leaders and 12 tribes. But he wanted to put his tribe top over the other tribes. Because he is a leader of Israelites, and he thought maybe my tribe become leading tribe. So he put his tribe top above the other tribes. Then he divided Joseph's tribe into two tribes. This is Ephraim and Manasseh. Ephraim was second son of Joseph. Manasseh was first son of Joseph. But before Jacob died, he blessed like this right hand and over younger brother Ephraim's head, and the left hand this over elder brother Manasseh's hand. So Joseph was not so happy about this. But anyway, finally Joseph's family is divided in two tribes. Because this, Joseph's tribe become weak. 12 leaders, they came up from Egypt. But when they arrived, it's before Canaan, and Moses asked them to go 40 days explore spy work. They came back, but 10 leaders gave a wrong report. But 2 leaders, Joshua and Caleb, they gave a good report. So 10 leaders were killed. 2 leaders, Joshua, Caleb, they could survive. Other 10 leaders were appointed, but they were born on the way from Egypt to Canaan, younger generation. Also, they were born on the desert. So 10 leaders were very young. That means leadership was not strong enough. That's compared to 2 leaders and 10 other leaders, absolutely Joshua and Caleb's tribe was strong. You understand this point? But when they went to Canaan, how did they subjugate? They could not subjugate at once. Joshua led his people to go in front of some areas. He asked, which tribe can go this area to subjugate? And some tribe said, I will go. This tribe subjugate this area, pick up their own areas. So this way, one by one, they subjugated Canaan areas. But one day they arrived one area, no leader to go. These are Hebron areas. Very dangerous, very important areas. But no leaders, because fear, they don't want to go there. Why? They can be killed by these enemies. That time, suddenly Caleb stood up. He said, 45 years ago, that time I was 40 years old. Moses sent me to this place as a 40 days spy work. I explored these areas. I came back, I gave a good report. He promised me to keep this area for my tribe. I will go there. Joshua was very happy. Why? No leadership want to go there because fear. But suddenly, he said, I am now 85 years, still you look at me. I am very strong. Look at my arms. Caleb. That's why this area I will go. Joshua was very happy. Okay, you can go. So Caleb's tribe went there, subjugated most important areas. That's why Caleb's family becomes strongest among 12 tribes. Again, 400 years have passed. They made a kingdom. First king was Saul. Saul was not descendant of Judah, but descendant of Benjamin. But Benjamin's tribe had a chance, but he failed. By David becomes second king. David was descendant of Judah. David, Solomon, this blood lineage, finally Jesus was born. So after they made kingdom of Israel, always they fight each other. So centering on this Joshua's family and 10 tribes together, they become North Israelites. 2 tribes, Judah and Benjamin, southern Judah. So finally 10 tribes completely destroyed. All killed. Only Judah's tribe and Benjamin tribe, they could survive as a southern Judah, but Judah's tribe observed Benjamin tribe. Finally, Judah's tribe is remained. This is today's Judaism, Jewish people. Jewish people means one of 12 sons of Jacob. Only Judah's tribe remained as Israel. That means other 11 sons' tribe were gone. They were killed completely, destroyed. But Judah's family is become mainstream of God's providence. So again, Joseph's time, Joseph looked like a main person, but he was not Judah. I read the Bible again. Bible said, why Judah become this champion? In the Bible, first time was Reuben. Before Jacob died, he gathered his children like this. He said, Reuben, you are my first son. You no longer excel, for you went up onto your father's bed. What do you mean? Reuben, first son, made chapter program with his stepmother Bilhah. You went up onto your father's bed. Bed means you made such a big mistake. This was the reason he was punished. Second son was Simeon. Third son was Levi. They were punished. Why? You know, in the Bible, normally in Bible they don't talk about women, like Korea. Probably Jacob had many daughters, but it was not mentioned. Only one daughter was mentioned. This was Dinah. Not Dinah, but Dinah. But Dinah was raped by neighbor tribe. So there, Jacob's children were so angry with neighbor tribe because his beloved sister was raped. But this neighbor tribe, they said, not this happened by chance. Really, we love Dinah so much. So this was, but Israel people never allow the other people to marry. This was the reason, like this, the son of this tribe raped Dinah, and really they begged to Jacob's family to accept to marry. That time, they said, okay, our like daughter cannot marry those who do not do circumcision. You know circumcision. Our Israel people cannot marry those who did not do circumcision. So if you wanted to marry her, you have to do circumcision. That's why they accepted all small baby from all old men. Everybody they made the circumcision. The circumcision is just boy is born 8 days later, just cut their sexual man's part. These were simple operations. But 40, 50, 30 years old men cut their, this is a big operation. So most of them could not move because the circumcision. And night time, Simeon and this Levi, they went to there with knife, killed all men, and raped other women there. So this was so bad actions. Also, they misused like a holy ceremony, which is given to chosen people, to revenge their personal revenge. That's why Jacob said, Simeon and Levi, their swords are weapons of violence. That means 2 of sons you made big mistake, misuse holy ceremonies. They were punished. Next son was Judah. When I see Bible, Jacob said, Judah, you can be praised by your brothers. Your father's sons will bow down to you. Your father's sons means his brothers. So he incredible God blessing. And Judah was next his turn. First, second, fourth son. That's why Judah was the main figure. But it did not show clear in the Bible. But 400 years later, through Joshua and Caleb, Joshua was national leader. He could not take his own tribe, but Caleb was not. He had more chance to take care of his own tribe. This was the reason Caleb's tribe became strong and took over important areas in Canaan. This was the reason his tribe became strong. Finally, this tribe, Judah's tribe, become mainstream of Jewish people. So Jewish means among 12 children's sons, only 4th Judah's descendant is remained as a like ancestor of Jesus Christ. That's why through this we can learn so many things. For example, we can see national leader or content leader, church leaders. And you may think this kind of leadership, public mission is most important. But what is our main work? What are our main duties? Who joined this families? You know, saying this Paul, before he crucified, Timothy was the best friend of Paul and was his disciple. He went to visit Paul. From now, what can I do? What Paul said. Whether you have good time or not, you have to do your best to witness Jesus Christ, to spread out good news. That's why this become main work of Christianity, to testify Jesus Christ. Same, our members who join family, what is our main mission? Main mission is not only national leader or content leader or public leaders. Whether we have this position or not, our main mission is to testify truth. Witnessing is our main responsibilities, main work. So our members' internal value can be determined, can be decided through how much they have desire, how much they are acting to testify true parents through their lives. National leader, if he does not do, somebody can take over. I was European content leader. Always I thought I am a very important person in Europe, but I finished my mission. Rev Sa Bham came, he did better than me, in a sense. That's why, whether you have public mission or not, this is not the main point. Whether you have a good time or not, we as a witness, we have to really testify through parents. We try to spread truth to the world. This is our main mission. Many leaders, they may think they were very important leadership, but their mission is gone. Suddenly, they may think I have nothing to do. Even they don't do properly as one membership of a church. Even though they need to be good member. Leader always ask member to give a tithing, 10% of your income, what the Sunday service. But you finish your job, you become one member of a church. But many leaders, they did not do main duties of life of faith. This is a big mistake. So that's why point is whether we have a important mission or not. We have to do our mission and as a witness. Second mission, what second mission? Is travel Messiah. Why? Travel Messiah activities, your own job. If you don't do, nobody can do instead of you. Why? Your tribe. Blessed members automatically can become travel Messiah. Father said, the position of blessed members are much higher than 12 apostles who were appointed by Jesus Christ. How precious 12 apostles. However, blessed members, not only we meet true parents, we got blessing by true parents. Eh? This precious time period will be finished. Those who got blessed from true parents, they are living this world now. But sooner or later, those who met Father, those who got blessed from true parents, they all will die. In the case, this is an incredible blessing. That's what Father said. Blessed members, position is much higher than 12 disciples of Jesus Christ. That means automatically through blessing you can become tribal Messiah. So tribal Messiah is really incredible our responsibilities. Now, Father went to speak the word. Before Father went to speak the word, Father said, I fulfilled my mission. And you have to fulfill your mission as tribal Messiah. When I talk about tribal Messiah, you may think it's not fresh, very boring, but it is not. As I mentioned to you, now Father and Spirit word. One important point now, mobilization is over. The time has come to make foundation as a Messiah in our place. But we don't need to move to our the hometown. You can stay here. Why? We did not fulfill our home church work. At the same time, we can do home church work, can tie to our mass activities, and also we can try to move, if possible, our hometown to do tribal mass activities. What is tribal mass activities? So when I was champion 40 days, many times, every week, Demonim appeared. She gave a talk. What was the main talk? She said, witness your family. That means, because of many reasons, we could not invest our heart to educate our own children, to take care of our own brothers and sisters. That's why Demonim said many times, witness your family. I have to witness my family. Yesterday, 2 days ago, even I gave a 2-hour lecture to my daughter-in-law in Frankfurt. So this is my goal to, again, take care of my children, to follow true parents, absolutely. Witness our family means this is starting point of tribal mass activities. So also you may think that we have many problems, difficulties. Our children don't follow true parents. We have to understand, because our blessed children, you may think we had to overcome difficult situations, but you never get persecuted from your parent. Why you don't follow true parents? But our blessed children, they have maybe more difficulties than you to follow true parents. Why? They did not determined to join family. They were born as a blessed child. They were pushed very much to follow true parents. Our case, we got persecution and we decided to join family. But our children, they don't decide to join family, but they decide to leave family maybe. If they decide. So that means, in many ways, blessed children, they have more difficulties than we. Understand? We could not do properly because of mobilization, because of many reasons. However, this was our responsibility to take care of our own children. That's why, in a sense, really we have to think about this point. Also, true children, you may think, why true children? They were born as a true children, why they don't show good examples? You may think they were born as true children, they could be protected by true parents. Or, however, maybe true children, they will have also more difficulties than even true blessed children. Why? At least our blessed children, we could take care of them as much as possible. But true children, they have no chance to be really supported by true parents because of public missions. Even normally, eating time, It's good time, yeah? When you eat together with your children, husband and wife. It's good time to share heart. But true children had no chance to eat together with true parents. Always true parents eat with leaders. And finally, many years ago, father decided every time one child join. Normally around 12 leaders can join through parent table. And the father decided one child join every time. That means even two children have no chance to share meal with their own parents. So, in a way, two children, they also have many difficulties to be good example. Yes, we cannot simply criticize two children, but we can really pray for them to really unite with mother to show good examples. Because true children, they have to do their own responsibilities. Even true parents, they have to do their own responsibilities. Even Adam and Eve, who were created by God, they had to do their responsibilities. They did not do, they failed. However, we have to do our own responsibilities, but we can support through prayer, through many ways. Our children can do their responsibilities as possible. This is our way. Also, among 12 children of Jacob, only Judah's tribe survived and took over foundation of Jacob. That means among 12 children, we don't know which two children can inherit through parents' foundation. Even they look at some programs, sooner or later they can do, or their descendant can do. No one knows. That's why we should not simply judge or criticize two children so that we can support them through many ways. It takes time. It took 2,000 years. Finally, to be decided as a mainstream of Jacob's families. Israelites, last 2,000 years, without the nation, had to go through all kinds of suffering courses. Even anti-Semitism in European countries, even Israel people were killed by Hitler, 6 million people, more than 6 million. Always they were persecuted. But that's why finally they came to realize what is the way to make own countries, how to make foundations. We have to learn from Jewish people. They went to America. This is the only way to make foundation in America. This is the way they can survive. They can make countries. Finally, after the Second World War, they gave America. Jewish people made a foundation, political areas, academic areas, even Hollywood. All areas, scientists. So they have a foundation, politically, academically. They even influenced to, at that time, this Palestine area, it was Britain, this colonies. But America gave the pressure to Great Britain to allow Israel people to make their own countries. It took 2,000 years to make own country in Israel. You think about this point. Population-wise, only 3% Jewish people in America. But 3% percentage, but they have foundation in both areas. That's why father wanted to make foundation in America. Why? America was born more than 200 years ago. But since America was started, no country win over America. Historians said, maybe forever, no country can win over America. So we don't know. But anyway, so that's why this was the reason father wanted to make foundation in America. Not Europe. Of course, Europe is important, but however, this is the father's strategy to make foundation in the United States. Therefore now, our goal, our target is different. So as I mentioned to you, mobility is over. Now we have to do 12 months activity. What is the 12 activities? So this is a really blessing and true family movement. Also Also, we have to, in order to make success, traverse activities, we have to make a community of heart. Whether we have more members or not, this is not the fundamental point. Okay? We have 1,000 more members in Great Britain. This is not much compared to population in Britain, in the world. But whether we make good community of heart or not, this is key point. In the past, when I was joining family, 1963, that time there were more than 500 churches in Korea. That time, Father, one time, 3,000 pioneers were sent. One summertime. It was very quick. So many people joined. And when I go back to Korea, always all the members, they are there. They never leave family. So I analyzed why. Europe say, in Paul Bernard came from America to Germany, studied witness, and the line of Vincent, and many, Agnes Brumsha, many, David Ohm, many important leaders joined. Quality. That time many members joined. It was very quick. So that's why Germany at the time, several hundred people, they went as missionaries like this. But afterwards, because of many reasons, not too many joined family. Also, they don't stay in family, they left family. Why? I analyzed. Because when I joined family, it was beginning time of Europe. That time, we could make community of heart. There was no problems, even though there were many difficulties. But Korea, when I joined family, incredible love, community of heart. I never experienced such a love and heart in this society. So I was melted by this atmosphere, the power of true love, community of heart. That's why those who experienced such a community of heart, they know what is really heart, what is true love. Afterwards, because of many reasons, we could not keep this kind of this community of heart. Our members, they heard about true love by word. They talk about true love by word, not through experience, because of many reasons. That's why they have no power to overcome difficulties. Our elder members, also we had the difficulties because blessing. I had the difficulties, but we had the power to overcome. Why? We got good nourishment, spiritual nourishment from our church, from our leaders, elders. Good nourishment. So we had the power to overcome difficulties. But afterwards, many members joined for Eastern European countries. One Bulgarian sister there. We started the witness. I was the main figure to start witness in Eastern European countries. Many members joined. One time I brought more than 1,000 pictures, matching time. I displayed all pictures. Father look at pictures. Father was happy. Look at so young, beautiful brothers and sisters. Then America, they did not believe 100 candidates. 100, they were not real Americans. So UTS members from Asia, from many countries. So it was clearly like showed. So Father, picture matching. So I support Father always carry. First, we put the man's picture display, and according to this, we give sister's picture, father's picture, and match. So exciting. So East European member was so exciting. When I come back from Korea with these pictures, which was matched, they were so excited. And I called name one by one. But afterwards, maybe our young members, they left. They were so happy to be matched by father, but they could not overcome difficulties to accept their spouses. This was the reason nearly many young members, they could not stay, they left families. Because, in a sense, I repent. I had to do more, I had to educate, or I had to really make a community of heart, in a sense. So why? This Old Testament age is the word which represents Old Testament age is indemnity. But New Testament is love. But the word represents complete testament age is heart. So heart is a word which represents complete testament age. That's why if we don't make a commitment of heart, we cannot experience kingdom of heaven on earth. It takes time to witness entire humankind. One good point, our blessed members have many children. This society, they don't have many children. Korea 1.2. Germany, Europe, I don't know. But most of our members, 5 children, 6 children. So in this society, they don't have many children. Even they don't marry. Even same-sex marriage, they insist. But our blessed members, we have many children. Maybe sooner or later, our member become majority. Don't you think so? Sooner or later, I mean 1,000 years later or 2,000 years later. But anyway, time is also important. Important points we are going to win if we continue to do. But how can we experience kingdom of heaven? You are family. We are blessed family, blessed children. And so if we really experience kingdom of heaven, our family, only the kingdom of heaven is realized. Entire world can become kingdom of heaven. It takes time. Maybe 100 years, 1,000 years, but anyway, it's going to be not the main problems. That's why it is very important to really make committed heart. This is starting point of tribal activities. No, we don't. We try to witness our own. They are national leaders. What is your mission? Leaders' mission is make possible for our blessed members to make success as a tribal Messiah. That means leaders should make plan to support our blessed members to make success as tribal Messiah. Idea, projects. Think about this point. Don't only push our members to go witnessing or to do tribal activities, but what is the way to support our blessed members to make success as a tribal Messiah? This is now main mission. Clearly. Why? This is Father's will. That's why we have made programs difficult. However, we have started. Starting is important. In Korean, this says starting is half. If you start, already you can make it. If we don't start, you cannot make it. So, whether we have foundation or not, we have to think about tribal activities. We have to start. Also, in our start tribal activity, we have to witness our own family, take care of our own children, invest our heart to educate our children to properly follow true parents. Also, show our heart to our relatives, our physical brothers and sisters. This is what we have to do from now on. Do you understand? That's why tribal Messiah activities is Father's will. So now all our blessed members only think about what is way to make success as a tribal Messiah. So as I mentioned to you so far, many of our leaders, good members, loyal members, they were mobilized so many times by true parents. This was the reason we could not make own foundation. We could not educate our own children to follow true parents properly. But now, this kind of leadership, this kind of loyal members, they will get blessing. They will make success sooner or later. That's why our movement is different. In the past, always mobilization, but now non-mobilization. I'm sure. That's why this speech I made, I sent to the mother to read. This is correct or not. Why? Because I saw this father some videotape. So I took this contents. You have to fulfill as tribal Messiah means. Now time has come to make success as a tribal Messiah. That's why now our church will make foundation very quickly. Anyway, you can think about one person can stay in one place. 10 years, 20 years, they can make foundation. Korea, many Christians, they start with small tent 30, 40 years ago. But they make big churches in Korea. Congregation, 30,000, 40,000. Many Korean Christian churches. Why? They started witness one place, stayed 5 years, 10 years, 20, 30 years. Finally, they made the foundation. They built big churches in Korea. Our case was different. Always we tried to move. We tried to also mobilize members. So I went pioneer in Korea. But not only I was mobilized, I had to mobilize members who are living there to send, to go other places. That's why their parents were so angry with me. Eh? Like farmers, they need many workers. But we mobilized in the night. They left what is a thief in the night. So the parents were so upset. They liked our pioneers in the beginning time. We did a good job. But finally, many of them were left from their places. They have no people to work for their farming work. So this was it. We could not make foundation. We were kicked out by people who are living there. So that's why now we start now. It takes time. Also, we cannot do one by one in a sense. We are not perfect in personal. Still, we got blessing, and we could not make ideal families still able to start thermos activities. Why? Father said, originally before we get blessing, we have to become perfect. Father, if I wait until you become perfect, maybe you can become 100 years old. Even not possible to get blessing. The first you get blessing first, you can become perfect later. So even though we have many programs in our families, our movement, our church, still we can try to witness our own families, try to educate our children, try to do witnessing our neighbors, home church, messiahs. Through this way, we can make a big success. So that's why I can say that now we are in very different moment, providential times. So all of us really have a great hope to make success as per Messiah soon as possible. This is my message also to give all of our brothers and sisters. Okay, thank you very much.
So did you catch that? Quite clear?
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Rev Sa. We appreciate that. And, coming from a deep place, from the heart. Let's sing one song to conclude, and then I'll ask. Let's sing the Spring of Life, shall we? President DJ here. Will we stand?
Two, three, four.
We're marching to the blessed land of Canaan with delight. We're leaving all our heavy burdens here. At last we are released and free from king's slaves to slave. We're coming to the blessed spring of life. Coming to the spring where living water flows. Big glory will be living evermore. Going to the land where freely flows the spring. In
Heavenly Parent, we are really so grateful for Mr. Sa to come here, being sent by our true mother, and to be able to receive these precious words. And we just feel so grateful to be able to understand what is our mission, what is the gift you give to us now, Heavenly Parent, to really be able to put a foundation of love and heart, to be able to comfort your heart and to be able to reach out to many, many people in our society and bring you love and your truth to so many people who are really searching for deep meaning in their life and also starving of true love. So we are so precious, each one of us is so precious to bring that love to as Messiah, to our tribe and to our society also as a family to come closer to each other in heart. And we just want to say thank you, Heavenly Parent, because you always forgive us and we can always make new beginning. And you always trust that we can do it, each one of us, we can do it, if we can hold each other's hand and support one another and just really be a channel for you to work through us, Heavenly Parent, to really become a channel for your peace and that you can use our mouths to speak and our feet to walk and our hands to work, Heavenly Parent. So please help us and that we can really digest the precious words that we heard and try to really put that in practice in our life, even if it is a new beginning, or even if we begin one step and then another step and another step. If we put our heart completely into it and we work with this and we really feel stronger and stronger and more confidence and we really feel so much joy to realize that we can move people's heart, to discover your heart, Heavenly Parent, and the hope for mankind, and how much you love us, how much you have been loving us from the beginning of mankind, how much you want to embrace every single person in this world. That is your heart, and we want to just try to ask you to help us and to guide us, and that we can become more deeply connected with each other as a community. We can really create great achievement in the future. I just want to really pray this with my brother and sister all together, and in my own name, Patricia, from our blessed family. Amen.